Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Selene. Today's video is Magic Monday. I have with me Arianna, who you probably recognize from the video, me and my online friend for the very first time. I'll link that below. But I have her now for Magic Monday, which is really exciting. And she did the DCP in 2022. So the first question is, what role did you have?
I worked in both attractions as well as quick service food and beverage at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
That's awesome. And then the second question is, why did you want to do the DCP?
I wanted to do the Disney College program because it was something that sounded really exciting to me. Coming from a small town and I went to a college that was only an hour away, I really wanted to get that adventure of what is it like living outside of my hometown. And I'm so thankful for the experience. It was even more magical than I could have expected. And so it really did feel like I was accomplishing a lifelong dream of mine.
That's so cool. And another question is, what did you do on your days off of work?
My days off were definitely cherished for me. So, whenever I started working for Disney, the hours I was working were really long. I was working like 65-hour weeks whenever I began. And
That's really
so
long. Oh my God.
yeah, they started us out working 6 days a week instead of five. And so when that day would come, it was well cherished. And while I was there, I took full advantage of having free park access. And I also was a Universal Pass holder. So I spent a lot of time there. And then definitely it made me really thankful for the more mundane things like going out to eat at just a regular restaurant, going to Target, things like that were also really special to me.
That's so cool. And the next question is, would you do the DCP again?
I had such an amazing experience on my college program. So working at the safari as well in quick service was roles that I was not expecting. For the safari, that one scared me because I learned how to drive on a smart car and I had to like learn how to load a bunch of people onto the safari cart and keep them safe. Um, but I had such an amazing coworkers, amazing trainers who led me along the way. And all of those overwhelming feelings ended up going away. And I remember when I transferred into quick service food and beverage, it was just so amazing because I really felt like that is where my time at Disney excelled because I was a little less stressed all the time and I just learned to love it. And so I'm so thankful for that experience. But I feel like if I were to go back to Disney, I would want something new to continue building up my Disney resume.
Nice. So what I'm hearing is you would do it again, right?
I don't know if I'd necessarily go through the college program again, but I could see myself going full or part time.
Okay. And then from what I heard is you would do a different role than the one you got.
I definitely would be interested in seeing what else Disney has to offer. I feel like uh entertainment is something that's interesting to me. I'd love to work at the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, things like that.
Same.
Yes, I think those would be so fun. But I don't see myself long term working at Disney. I just feel like the little internships or whatever it has to offer. I love my hometown so much, but I loved working there, so I could see myself adventuring off there again.
Mm-hmm. What's cool with like all like the roles is there's so many that they offer that even if you don't think it fits you at the moment, it might like open other doors that you didn't expect, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And then another question is, what did you learn while working at Disney?
I definitely learned whenever you begin working at Disney, it's very overwhelming because it's very different than any other job that I've ever had. And so I think it was learning to really trust God that He was going to help take care of me and provide the needs that I had. And something that once seemed so scary to me, I was able to accomplish. And I think that speaks a lot on my own personal faith background of having to trust that process and knowing that I am capable of doing things that are scary. And so stepping outside of your comfort zone and adjusting, and that was so cool. I really felt like I built a really good community while I was down there.
That's so amazing. I love that for you.
Thank you.
And then what was it like working at a big company? And then the next question with that is what was it like working with people from different backgrounds and culture?
It was so cool. I absolutely loved it. Some of my favorite memories are just because it was for a different big company or working with people from different cultural backgrounds. And so, like I was saying, it's a very different experience working at a theme park. Um, there are definitely times that you're stressed and then it's like just get a drink of water and you'll be fine. Sometimes that really was the fix. um but yeah, it was such a cool experience. I feel like working for Disney, you're going to come out with a really good work ethic in the end, and your coworkers who also are from different cultural backgrounds are really what makes your program. And so I felt so blessed with my situation and I loved the whole process of it.
That's so cool. I love how you're so positive with all of it. It's awesome to hear that. And like I know sometimes like at Disney, sometimes like it's not all rainbows and sunshines, but it's cool like, that you just see the good in it. It's just cool.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that. I mean, there are definitely days at the company that you don't see or feel that magic. But I think because the college program is designed in such a short term, I loved it. It was definitely something I'm thankful for.
That's so cool. And then like what was your favorite part of the job?
So many. So I can talk about Safari first, and then I'll talk about transferring into quick service. So at Safari, for me, it was definitely the animals and learning more about the Disney Conservation Fund. Um, I have a few of my like Safari props with
Oh,
me.
that's so cool.
This is the Okapi. I love animals and learning more about them. And so to me, that was my personal favorite part, was like feeling like I could make a difference for these animals. So the Okapi was definitely one of my favorites. I also have this little pillow. It has a yellowback diker. Anyone who knows about Safari knows how rare it is to find the yellowback diker, and it's so excited whenever you do. Um, but yeah, I loved those memories. Seeing the baby rhinos was so fun. And I have this, my most favorite memory from Safari was after my very first drive on the Safari track. My trainer took the mic and she said, "Can everyone give Ariana a round of applause? That's her first drive through." It was so cool. They're all like congratulating me. I loved that.
That's
um,
awesome.
Oh, thank you. When I worked at Harambe Market, which that was a really cool setup because it's not just one restaurant. I worked all over Africa at different stands, different restaurants. And I loved it. That for me was really where I got the best guest interactions from. And so I have a lot of favorite memories from there. Guests like to give people, like cast members, little gifts. And so I like have a bunch of these.
Oh, that's so
um,
cute.
Thank you. I kept like all of the gifts and things like that from the guests. Here, this one was my head wrap that I wore a lot at Harambe Market. It's not the official Disney costume one, but they were on back order, so gotta do what you gotta do.
Love that.
But yeah, I definitely had so many magical moments working there. I loved working Tamu Tamu, where you make the Dole Whip and things like that. It was so fun.
That's awesome. And then what advice would you give people thinking of doing the DCP?
I would advise them to go for it. Your experience is going to be different than everyone that you see online or that you talk to in person. It is very uniquely your own experience that you're signing up for. And so if you're afraid of it, that's not a good enough reason to not do it. There has to be other factors. Just say no to fear and go for it. I believe in you.
That's so sweet. I love that. And then the last question is, do you have any magic moments that you'll never forget?
For sure. Any Make a Wish family that came through, I treasured my time with them. Um, Moments even with my other cast members were so magical. It's amazing what just the kindness of someone else can do for you on a day. And definitely lots of guest interactions. We have many funny stories, but you know, at Disney as a cast member, your goal is to make magical moments for the guests. And I feel like they equally did the same for me in many situations. But yeah, I was working at Safari one day and there was a little baby dressed in the same, someone made him a costume that matched our costume. And so like getting my picture with him was really special. And I got someone, a little boy came over one day and told me that I inspired him to be a cast member one
That's so
day. And so
cool.
thank you. It was memories and experiences like that that definitely made it for me.
That's so awesome. So that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for joining me in the interview. That's amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, Lydia. You're a great host.
Thank you. Well, have a magical day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.